I've already washed and scrubbed these apples, and I'm going to use skewers here as my sticks. You can use chopsticks if you want. You can use popsicle sticks. Really, whatever kind of stick will go into the center of an apple. And just try and get it down through the center of said apples. Like that. And then I have some boiling water here that I've used to test my candy thermometer because I'm going to be making the caramel from scratch. And to help the caramel sit or set or stick on the apples, you want to dip your apples in this boiling water for maybe 5-10 seconds or so. And this removes all the wax that is on the apples. Just go ahead and dip them in there for 5 seconds or so, and then dry them off, and that gets all the wax off, like that. Now that the apples are dipped and are off to the side, I've got some wax paper here on my cutting board. If you have parchment paper, you can use that. Whatever you use, you want to liberally butter, with a lot of butter. If you think you have enough butter on there, put some more. And this will prevent the caramel from sticking to this. And you just want to make sure that this is liberally coated with butter. Alright, now let's get working on the caramel. For the caramel, I'm going to add my brown sugar into a heavy bottom saucepan. You want the heaviest pan you can possibly find that you have available to you. I'm going to add in my corn syrup, and I'm just doing a half a recipe here for demonstration purposes. I will put the full recipe down below. The process is the same. Corn syrup in there, and my butter. And finally, my sweetened condensed milk. And I'm just going to bring this up to a boil over medium-high heat. And once your butter is melted all the way, go ahead and put in a candy thermometer and make sure that the bottom of the candy thermometer does not touch the pan. That'll give you a false reading. And I'm going to turn the heat down to just above medium here. And be sure to keep stirring this. You do not want this to burn. And every once in a while, scrape down the sides. That's why I'm stirring this with a silicone spatula. Scraping down the sides will prevent your caramel from becoming grainy. So I'm going to bring this up to a boil, and I'll be back. This is nearly at a boil, and I'm continuing to stir this and scraping down the sides, moving the thermometer out of the way so I can get back behind there and underneath it. And you want to bring this up to, the recipe says 248 degrees. I find that to be a little hard for caramel apples, so I'm going to bring it up to 245 degrees. And just keep stirring this. Even walking away for 5 seconds is enough for it to burn. So you definitely do not want to burn it. So I'm going to keep on cooking this until we are at 245 degrees. Looks like right now we're just approaching 210, so we got a little bit ways to go. Alright, and this right here is right about 245 degrees, so that's what it looks like when it's done. Again, just keep stirring because you do not want this to burn. I'm going to take this off heat, bring it over here, and I'm going to let this sit for just a few minutes before I add my vanilla. Now I'm going to add my vanilla, like that. Stir this in. And now it is time to dip our apples. Now you want to get your apples dipped before this has a chance to cool too much. So I'm just going to roll the apple in like that, let most of that caramel come off, like that, and then I'm going to roll these in crushed peanuts, chopped peanuts. If you don't want to do peanuts, you don't have to. I just kind of like the way they look, so, and taste. So I'm going to dip them like that, and then set this off on your buttered wax paper. Now let me get the rest of them finished. And for the rest of the caramel that you don't use for dipping your apples, sorry about bumping you there, I just sprayed some non-stick spray there on this granite slab, and I'm just going to pour this caramel right out like that, and just let this cool, slice it up, wrap it in wax paper if you so choose, and there's some caramel candy for you. So that's how you make caramel from scratch and caramel apples, sorry. Hope you enjoy, and thanks for watching.